Hi guys, it's me. Sorry. Today is Monday, August the 22nd, and I got a lot today. Got a lot of stuff today. I'm not even going to go over what all is going to be involved in this video. I'm just going to get directly into it. So you just might want to get comfortable. My boyfriend may or may not need me to come pick him up in a little while because he dropped his car off with the dealership to get the oil change and everything, and they haven't contacted him yet to tell him that it's ready. So I don't know, he's supposed to be letting me know. May or may not get a message while I'm recording this video. We'll see. Yeah, let's just get directly into it because as usual I will start out with the WIPs that I've been working on this week. As a lot of you may know, this has been the final week of the Olympics, the Summer Olympics for this year, as well as the final week for the Stitchmania Summer Olympic Challenge. So, I will go over what I've been working on this week. Starting Monday, which was to stitch on a piece with white in it, I worked on Bluebell Fairy, and this is what she looks like. I didn't get a lot done on her because by the time I actually got some stitching in on her, my natural daylight was very quickly fading. So I didn't have time to get a lot done on her. And she is on a 32 count even weave. So yeah, the holes are small and tightly bound together. So yeah, I really needed that daylight. So this is where she's at now. Oh, I will go ahead and say, I should have put my little note thing up here. I will go ahead and warn you guys that starting with this video, I'm not going to be posting a lot of before pictures like edited in, because I've been noticing that a lot of the good Flosstubers, like the big name Flosstubers, a lot of the best Flosstubers, they don't really do that. Stash Queen, Queen of Starts, Copy Stitcher, Adele, Joe, a lot of Flosstubers, especially the ones that are more popular around Flosstube, they don't really do that, and it does take a lot of time, and it can be a hassle to go back and see where I was at. And what happens is a lot of the times I don't actually get pictures. I don't remember to take a picture of a project before I start working on it again. So in cases like that, then I have to go back and find the last video that I showed it in, play the video, put it on full screen, take a screenshot, and insert it into the video. But it gets to be time consuming, so I'm probably not going to be inserting quite as many photos. I will insert a picture of a sample picture of a pattern. Like if I happen to get a digital pattern, I will insert the photo of that. And maybe if it's been a while since I've shown a picture, I may insert one to kind of update you guys on where I was the last time that you saw it, maybe months before. But there will be exceptions to the rule. But if it's something that I've shown probably within the last couple of weeks, I won't be inserting pictures. My memory should be good enough. I have a terrible memory. My memory is horrible. But my memory should be good enough to hopefully remember what I've worked on within that last week or two, what I did the last time that I worked on a project. So I just wanted to throw that out there that from now on you probably won't be seeing as many like before and after pictures edited in. So just remember that. But back to Bluebell Fairy. This is where she's at now. I didn't get a lot done on her. The only thing I really was able to get done on her was like this little piece of white down here. So that's all I got done on her. I mean, I think I spent maybe about an hour and a half on her. So it wasn't a lot that got done. And yeah, the holes in this are really small. I think I may try a 36 one day, but I probably won't go below a 32 on most cases, 99% of the time, because 32 is small enough. The next day, which was August the 16th, the challenge was actually to work on a piece with a wheel in it to commemorate the cycling event. I was originally going to restart my Dale Earnhardt Jr. pattern, but that didn't happen because I really, really, really need to grid that one, and I'm hoping to go by Joann's, if not today, maybe next week. Hopefully maybe I can talk my boyfriend into taking me by Joann's and buying me some Silky Sliver, because I just realized last couple of weeks ago that my Joann's actually has Silky Sliver in stock in store. I think I may have been looking in the wrong section, so I'm gonna maybe try to wander over to the sewing section and see if it's there. So I'm gonna get some Silky Sliver and then I'll start it. So Tuesday was a no-go. Sorry. Wednesday, which was an Olympic medals event, to stitch on a piece with gold in it. I worked on, apologize, dang it. Hold on a second. Sorry. Thought I had all my projects here with me, but I forgot one. Wednesday I worked on Angel of Grace. That's her lavender lace project, lavender and lace pattern. So that's her. And yes, the challenge was to work on a piece with gold in it, but I did want to try to do some of the gold, so I did a little bit. So I'm trying to get this kind of folded up here so I can show you. This is where she's at now. You can see a lot of difference if you remember where it was at. The biggest difference is I started filling in this white here. And this right here is a very, very large section of white. And then if you can tell, I did that line of gold there. It actually does come down. There's another section that starts like right around here, but it goes out that way. And I didn't want to just leave the krennic out there by its lonesome. So I got that little bit of krennic done. And I went back, in my last video I said that I thought it was charted for 0 to 8 citron. That is actually charted for the Chinese Phoenix. Has citron in it. This one just says metallic gold, so I'm thinking they had DMC metallic gold in mind. I'm not doing DMC metallic gold. I'm not doing the DMC metallic anymore after working on it with the sable stitches. So this is actually 002 number 4 braid in the krennic. And I was so happy. I loved doing this so much that krennic that I really came this close to considering to do the rest of it down there, but like I said, I just didn't want to leave it out there by itself. But then I did all that white right there. And I tried, I don't know if you can see where these holes are a little bit bigger here. I tried to go around and do the outline of the white section, so that all I had to do was fill it in. But I was messing up on my count somewhere, so I'm just going to do it line by line. So that's where she's at. But that's all I did. I did the white, these two white sections here, and then that line of acrylic. So, and I actually did take a few colors with me and take her to work that day. So I got that little bit done. But that white gave me hell. For some reason, I have the hardest time on large sections of white. I could have a large section of any color, but for some reason, white always gives me the worst time. Thursday was interesting. I didn't actually get to take my stitching to work with me, because my boyfriend actually let me know in advance, which he never does. I don't understand why he let me know in advance this time, but he never does this. He let me know in advance that he was probably going to be stopping by my store the next day. And if I haven't mentioned this before in any of my videos, he actually serves as he has his own store with the same company, but it's in the town we actually live in. I work at one of our stores about 20-30 minutes away. But he actually serves as kind of a pseudo district manager for obviously his store, but also my store, our store in Columbus, Georgia, and we have one store in all of Alabama that he has to keep check on. Columbus he goes to once a week. Alabama and my store he'll go to about once a month. My store he'll actually go a little bit further in between. Sometimes it's about 2 months before he gets between my store, but I don't mind. The Alabama and the Columbus stores actually need more attention than mine does. So he is not just that he's my boyfriend, it's I do. The sad part is I actually do kind of a better job at managing my store than the other stores, and I suck at being a manager, and I suck at getting store work done. But he did warn me on Wednesday night that he was going to be stopping by my store to be there and to check in and stuff the next day, which means he stays all day. And so I knew going into Thursday that I wasn't going to be able to get anything done on my stitching. So I did get a little bit done Thursday night. Thursday's theme was to stitch on a piece with music or a patriotic theme. And as many of you know, I was going to start on, sorry, I'm trying to get the pattern here. Where'd it go? So I started, and I got ink, y'all. I got ink. So I printed out several patterns. I started on her, and she's a freebie from that website. Started on her, and initially I started her on a good piece of 32 count linen, which I was a little bit bitter about. So I did come back later and restart what little bit I had done. I literally didn't get anything done on her. I got like one length of thread done on her. Bam. That's it. That's all I got done on her. And the funny thing is, trying to see where this is at. This is like a piece of her arm right here, and then her chin. Yeah, that's all. So that's all I found here. This is Charles Craft, I think this is Charles Craft. No, this might be MCG. I don't know. This stuff is stiff as cardboard. The reason why it's so wrinkly is because I've tried to, like, you know, ball it up and stuff to try to help some of the stiffness of it. Did you see this? Yeah, that's not me holding. That's, yeah. This stuff is horrible. This stuff is stiff as all get out. But that's what I got done on her. And if you notice, there's no needle minder on her yet. So, I'll pick one out later. Just not this time. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something. Anyway, my mind is going in a million different directions right now. So that brings me to Friday. And obviously I couldn't take my stitching with me to work Friday or Saturday. So Friday was another Olympic medals event, which was to stitch on a piece with silver in it. And this one I started the Brooks Books Stitch a Crystal Critter. I started the snowflake right here. And I didn't realize how small this thing was until I stitched it. But yeah, I kind of stitched it upside down. I was stitching like the whole page. They have it in the chart in like the upper right hand corner up here. But I was kind of doing it for the whole page. So I just kind of flipped it upside down and was doing it upside down. But long story short, I'm doing it so I could hold it in my hand like this. So yeah. So this is what I got done. Just the white. And that's why I said I didn't realize how small this thing was until I started stitching it. This is primarily the outline. The white, there's like extra beads. It literally comes out to like here. And so this is the majority of the outline. It did make a couple of stitches in. Sorry, wrong way. Yeah, that's definitely not going to help. But anyway, that's what I got done. So, but it does have silver beads in it. And this is, yes, I do know that this is 3/1. Say it better like that, maybe. So yeah. Then we get to Saturday. Saturday's challenge was for the Olympic torch, and that was to stitch on a piece with fire, some type of fire flames in it. And I started. This one doesn't have like an actual image. This is the pattern. If you see these dark green right here, that's what I stitched. That's that one. And I was stitching this one on a 28 count cachel in Brash from Picture This Plus. This is all I literally got done on him. That's it. Just a few stitches. That's why I said that those green stitches that you saw, those green blocks, that's what I actually stitched. That was me highlighting it, my pattern. But that's all I got done on him. Is that. So not a lot done on that one. There's my brown floss I lost earlier. Yeah. Don't you hate it when you're stitching with a color and like you have to get up, go do something, when you come back you've completely lost your floss, so you have to cut off another length of thread. Yeah. And you're like, crap. So that was a floss that I lost earlier. And then yesterday challenge was to stitch on a piece with copper or bronze in it, and I started the patchwork pumpkin. Yes, I know the pattern is kind of wonky on the page, but my paper, when I printed this out, for some reason my paper didn't come through the thing straight. That's what I stitched on. This one looks like it would be a big pattern, but it's not. And I'm stitching this on a 12 by 12. It's a 12 by 12 32 count Belfast in toasted almond, and that's all I got done on that one. I didn't have a lot of time to actually. I didn't get a lot of stitching done yesterday for some reason, and it may have been the fact that I actually had the day off. I took yesterday off as well, and I didn't actually get a lot of stitching done. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, it was upside down. See, that's why I have my needle minders, so they're more straight up and down. I keep my needle minders in a certain area. So that's what I got done. And the reason I'm stitching this one is it doesn't have like metallic copper in it, but it does have a color called copper. One of the colors in it is 920 ochre copper. Dang it. My box is way over there. I can't pull it out and show you. But it's it does have a copper-ish color in it. So so that was all of my Summer Olympics challenge pieces. I got a lot done on last Sunday, which I don't remember what the challenge was. I don't remember if I showed you this or not, so I'm just going to show it to you anyway. I did do a little bit. I did a couple stitches on Chinese Phoenix. Don't ask me why, but I did. I literally, y'all are not going to be impressed by this. Yesterday, I literally got, if I turn this right side up, I literally did those kind of yellowy stitches in it. These. That's all I did yesterday on this one. So, I knew there's a reason I had Chinese Phoenix pulled out. But what I was going to show you, and I don't know if I showed this or not, but Monday I worked a little bit on Flosstube-aversary, yes, but I also did a lot on my Ariel, and I did manage to get her printed out. So here's a picture of what she looks like. I love this. This is so cool. I did manage to get a lot done on her. I think I may have done this Sunday. I remember working on it at work, so maybe I worked on it Tuesday. I got a lot done on her. I think the last time you saw her, I had like this much done. Somewhere around there. But I did all this. Started getting into her outline. And I love that this has these big blocks of color in it like this. There is some more confetti. But it's like here. Yeah. Not major. It's just like one color, kind of scattered out a little bit more. But for the most part, it does have these big blocks of color. So obviously it's the water, and then I started working on her. So that's her. I want to work on this. I love working on this. I just want to work on it even more. I like that. I love that color. I love this. I love this pattern. I really do. I'm trying to think. I think I worked on it. I might have worked on it Tuesday. I think that's what I worked on Tuesday instead of Dale Earnhardt. See, memory problems. So yeah, that's it. That's all the WIPs I have. Today I think I'm gonna try to get some work in on the TARDIS because I haven't touched it since the beginning of the challenge, and I want to get as much done on it as I can. I really do. I do want to get something done on that one. So. Next up we have haul. I got a little bit, not a lot. Little stitchy stuff, a little bit of non-stitchy stuff. So I will show the stitchy stuff first. I need to try to wrap this up if I can. First thing I got was one of the things I was waiting on, and I got the Teresa Wensler Egyptian Sampler. Ever since I started kind of liking Teresa Wensler, this has been one of the pieces that I've really loved from her, and it was on my 123 stitch wish list, and I happened to see it on Listia. When the woman first posted it, she didn't even put a picture up, but she did. It did say the title of the listing was Egyptian Sampler, and then in the description she did put by designer Teresa Wensler. I'm like, no question asked which one that was. I had to have it. But yeah, that's the Egyptian Sampler. I'm gonna close this. That one, and it's a good little size booklet. There's that. And I also got another box. I won some floss from a girl. 2 boxes worth of floss. I got this. And I got this. In the listing, she had it pictured in boxes. And I had messaged her and I said, look, I don't need the boxes if you want to save a little bit on shipping. I don't need the boxes. I have quite a few empty ones myself. So extra, she did send me a little bit of extra. She sent me a couple extra skeins of floss. There's 10 extra skeins here. And then in one of the bobbins, I don't know if she meant to do this, but in one of the bobbins, I found a bunch of needles. There's like all different sized ones. This one right here is huge. Like that one is huge. That's for like freaking 9 or 11 count Ada or something. It's just huge. And then the rest of these, looks like there may be 1 or 2 24s, and a couple of 26s maybe. So yeah, I just stuck them in there for the time being. And then she put in a couple of extras. She put in some 14 count waist canvas and some 10 count waist canvas. And yeah, you can't tell us, but there's freaking cat hair all over this thing already. And that's probably about 15 by 18 piece of black Ada, and looks to be 14 count maybe. Yeah. So one. And then there was like a little pattern in here. Looks like it may have come free with something. Looks like it may have come with some cross stitch with the Charles Craft. There's like a little pattern for a clover. And that's that. And I also got in this past week. I finally got my copy of just cross stitch October issue. I won't go through all of these because I'm sure it's probably already been flipped through. But I'll just show you the ones that I like the most, which is pretty much one of the first couple. I like this one. This is called One Crazy Autumn. My mom getting into quilts and stuff, I actually kind of like this. I like the messiness of it, but it looks like a quilt, but you can actually see some designs in there, like I just like that one. I like the messiness of it, but it looks like a quilt. This next one I actually kind of like. It's called Splendor of Autumn. And that's the ones I like the most. Then there's this one. You guys know I'm not much of a sampler person, but I kind of like this one. It's the Garment of God sampler. And if you can't read what that says, it says, nature is the living, visible garment of God. Then we have the Halloween ornaments. They're okay. They're okay. And I like that spooky one down there at the bottom the best. And I'm assuming that is from the same person that does all those ones that Gail Busey. Yeah. Then we have, and maybe all. Thinking that's maybe all. I just think this one is cute. Since I haven't been the same since that house fell on my sister. And then you have, then there is a kind of a companion piece, maybe, that you can only get on the Just Cross Stitch website. It says, if the broom fits, fly it. I think that one's cute. It's really bright colored. Then we have this one, this pumpkin and patches. This is really cute. I could see myself stitching this one. She kind of looks like my cat a little bit. I think Joe would get a kick out of this one. I'm nuts for you. Then we have a bat towel, autumn leaves. This one's some black work. This one's okay. I like that one. It's okay. And then there's that one as well. I forgot to show that one. And then they have the band 5 of their Hardanger sampler. Yeah, and that one's it. Yeah, that's the only ones I really, really like in that one. So, and then we get into the stuff that's a little bit less stitchy. I did get a couple of books. I don't know if you guys remember, I had gotten the, was it Memnock the Devil, I think? No, Tale of the Body Thief. I had gotten Tale of the Body Thief a while back on Listia. And if anybody knows anything about the Vampire Chronicles from Anne Rice, knows that that's not the first book. And I started trying to read it. And he does the character Lestat is narrating it, and he does mention the previous events from Interview with the Vampire and Queen of the Damned. So, I saw a listing on Listio where a lady had a bunch of books that she said you could pick out 2, and she had 2 of the ones that she had was Interview with the Vampire, which I've already started reading, Interview with the Vampire, and The Vampire Lestat. So I got those. So I am going to be reading the entire Vampire Chronicles series. And then lastly, this is the one that I just couldn't wait for it to come. I kept waiting for it to come. Bam! I got the Doctor Who coloring book. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this or not. A couple of designs. It has basically a design in here for each of the Doctors. You have the Weeping Angels. And I like how on the back of each page it has, like, this is the Weeping Angels in the tree. And on the back of each page it has a quote from the episode or something to do with that picture. Like this one has, "Don't turn your back, don't look away, and don't blink." And it says, "The 10th Doctor blinked 2007. So, and then there's that one. You have the Cybermen, which has a quote, "Do not fear, we will take your fear from you. You will be like us." And that is from Cybermen, obviously, in Closing Time from 2011. Then we have this one, which has a quote from the 11th Doctor in 2010. And the very first Doctor and all his companions. And then it has a quote from him. The Daleks, which has a quote from Rusty. Rusty the Dalek. He says, "I'm not a good Dalek, you are a good Dalek." And this one is from the New Earth. That's that one. It's from the 2nd Doctor. More Cybermen. That's another Weeping Angels one. And the quote on this one is actually from the same episode of Weeping Angels. It says, "Fascinating race, the Weeping Angels. The only psychopaths in the universe to kill you nicely." And that's from the Blink as well. And you have Davros. And then this is the 4th Doctor. The TARDIS with, I believe this is from the Manhattan one? Big Bang, sorry. We all know this one. Daleks take Manhattan. Daleks in Manhattan, sorry. 5th Doctor. More Cybermen. This is from the next Doctor. The Ood. Not Ood, sorry. The Silence. We all know what this one is from. The Waters of Mars. The one with the Cyber King. Next Doctor. Deep breath. Yeah, that was from the Clockwork. Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't see him. Yeah, that was from Deep Breath. Sorry, that looks like the little robot they had for the Cyber King. and the next Doctor. This is from the Day of the Doctor. The quote they have is from the Day of the Doctor. And the intro, basically this is the intro. The quote says, "Do what I do, hold tight, and pretend it's a plan." That is from the 11th Doctor in The Widow in the Wardrobe. The 8th Doctor from the Doctor Who movie. And I actually got around to watching that. Me and my friend kind of was like, he's like, "It sucks," and I was like, "Well, it's general fare for the 90s, so." Inside of the TARDIS. And we have the 9th Doctor and all of his companions and monsters. And that's the God, what is that? That's the one. That's the Madame Vastra. That was her race. I can never remember. And then the one, the little balls of fat. God, I'm blanking right now on what they were called. And I know somebody's yelling at me right now. David Tennant, like his hair sticks out like that. Here's the Ood. This is the Ood. And we have Matt Smith. And the Zygon. Capaldi. I don't know why my power is threatening to go out right now. It's not storming or anything. Snowman. If you see flickering, that's what it's doing. The Scarecrow from the Family Blood, I think. And that's that one. Oh, the crack in Amy's wall. And all the monsters because of it. Prisoner Zero. And then one last, not last one, another TARDIS one. And this one has a quote from the very first episode from Susan of how she made up the name. "I made up the name TARDIS from the initials, time and relative dimension in space, from Susan Foreman in An Unearthly Child in 1963. More of the little guys. Those little rats. Alien rat things from Closing Time. Nightmare in Silver. Sorry, Nightmare in Silver. I think there was actually one in Closing Time as well. Cybermites. And then we have New Who. And then their little catchphrases. Fantastic. Alonzi. Geronimo. Shut up. I like that one. That's cute. And then Doctor Who. So if anybody's interested in what's in that book, that's the Doctor Who coloring book. And these pages are pretty thick, so I kind of want to use markers on this. These pages are pretty thick. So that is all my haul. And last week I am going to have to pause right here, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, it's been about an hour and a half. No, take that back. It's been almost 2 hours since I left off. So I had to go and get my boyfriend and take him to the Honda dealership, and there was still something wrong with the sensor, like the little camera sensor on the camera for the like the automatic, like it's supposed to automatically slow down when you're doing cruise control, and it's supposed to automatically slow down when you're coming up on a car, and it wasn't doing that. So there's still some kind of give and play on that. So he took it for a drive, and then brought it back and said, hey, it's cutting off too short. And then the other guy kind of took it out, and he drove around and said they feel like it's driving a little wonky, and they had it hooked up to the settings on a brand new model, and so it's still up in the air. He got his car back, and he's gonna drive it and see how it does. Hopefully it's fixed. He had hit a deer about a month or so ago, and the sensors and stuff are still kind of wonky. But I don't know if you can hear it. If you can hear it thumping, that's him outside fixing this audio system. So I'm going to try to go ahead and wrap this up, even though this is supposed to be my big extravaganza video. The next thing I wanted to tackle on is the tag that I wanted to do. And I have the questions here. There's 5 questions. Here's my questions. I have them pulled up here. And I'm just calling this the WIP tag. It has a good ring to it, don't you think? And the first question is, when it comes to putting a project together, do you start with the pattern or the fabric? I usually start, 9 times out of 10, I will start with the pattern and then find a fabric to go with it. There have been some occasions where I have come across the fabric either online, and I just instantly think of an existing pattern that I have that'll go with it. Like with the cat lessons for people, I didn't even have that pattern before I did it. I think I had it on my wish list, and I saw the fabric on Fabrics by LJ, and it made me instantly think of that pattern. So 9 times out of 10, I will start with the fabric, though. I will have an idea of what I want fabric wise, but I gotta go out and find it. Like, that's one of the reasons I haven't started my my Earth Dancer, the one lavender lace that I have. It's not lavender lace, it's maybe butternut road. It's one of those. That's the reason I haven't started that yet, because I want to do that one and the companion piece, but I want to do them on the same fabric. But it needs to be a neutral, but not too crazy modeled, you know what I mean? But yeah, 9 times out of 10, I will start with the pattern and find a fabric that I like to go with it, or find a fabric that it works on. Number 2, do you ever find yourself limiting or denying yourself new starts because of your current number of WIPs? Yes, I do. There have been times where I've seen a sale and I like the idea, but it would mean I would have to start a new start, and I don't want to start a new start. I almost didn't do the Summer Olympic Challenge because I knew that there was some of the days that I would have to start a new start, but I decided to go ahead and go for it. My WIP count is slowly going up. Number 3, is there any designer or style of pattern that you love their designs but hate the progress of stitching on them. Yeah. That would be any full coverage. No, seriously though. I think Heaven and Earth is one of those patterns, and a lot of us can agree on, that the patterns are gorgeous, but the progress of actually stitching on them can be maddening. Lord knows I haven't started a Heaven and Earth design. My Lost Boys is probably about the closest that I have going right now to a Heaven and Earth, because there is a lot of color changes and some confetti. So, and even that still, it is mostly one color, but you still have some confetti mixed in with those. But other than that, I would probably have to say, yeah, that the Heaven and Earth. And I'm finding this Chinese Phoenix one kind of challenging too, because there is a lot of color changes. It's like you'll do 10 or 20 stitches of one color, and then move on to the next color. It's like it's done in rows. Number 4. What do you use, if anything, to keep track of your current WIPs and or future starts? I don't use anything. I use my brain. If it's something like what we just did with the Summer Olympic Challenge, I will copy and paste. If it's a set of challenges, like say for Stitch Mania back last year, I will write down on like a little notepad on my computer what I plan to start every day, and I will make like a little small document of what that day's challenge is, or what that day's SAL is, and I will write what I plan on doing next to it. With Stitch Mania last year, I did well. With Stitch Mania this year, I had wrote it in on a piece of notebook paper, so that I could carry it back and forth with me if I needed to. But with the Summer Olympic Challenge, I just had I wrote down each day's challenges and wrote out beside of it what I had planned to do for that day's challenge. And the last question is a fun one. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites that I've ever come up with. Question number 5 is, if you could steal any Flosstuber's current WIP or past project, which one would it be and why? I would steal Katie the Stash Queen's Hoovie and I's Pumpkin Passport. I think it's so neat, and I think she's awesome for making those changes. I wish I could put that enough amount of thought into something to make those changes on something like that, and especially to make changes on every single month that came out, to make that one little change that would make it like a Doctor Who piece, like putting the fez on the one guy. And I liked her idea with putting the color, the scarf, as the border in the border, and I love that idea. And that's when I think she was brilliant for that, and I wish I had thought of it, but I didn't. So anyway, so I hope you guys will take on the tag, and if you do decide to do the tag, please be sure to link my video in the description so that I can see your answers, because I want to check out what everyone says, especially that last question. I think that would be interesting to see what each of us, what we covet the most from other Flosstubers, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So the next thing I have is going to be my giveaway to celebrate my 1-year Flosstube-aversary. My first video was on August the 12th of 2015, and I know I promised this giveaway last week, but I'm still waiting on some things to come in. I just wanted to go ahead and do everything all together. I'm actually going to have 2. The first one is for my US only people. US people can't win the second one, which is going to be for my overseas people, and the overseas people can't win the first one. So just leave it at that. The first giveaway is going to be, I'm going to be giving away one of my lavender and laces. The winner gets to pick which one they like, and I will show them to you here. These are in no particular order of year or anything like that. First one is going to be the bride. Let's show you. First one is the bride. The second one is going to be the peace angel. Third one is Lady Claire. Fourth one is Guardian Angel. I do love this one though. If y'all like it, I'll just go buy another one. And the last one is Nantucket Rose. So, but the winner of the giveaway gets to pick one of those 5 that they like, and I will ship it right out to them. You get any one of these 5. Bride, Peace Angel, Lady Claire, Guardian Angel, or Nantucket Rose. So you get one only. There is one that I haven't even included in this list because I'm not willing to give it up. So deal with it. Okay. The second giveaway that I'm going to be doing is going to be for my overseas people, and that's going to be a $25 e-gift card for any stitching site that you want. Any stitching related site. It could be 123 Stitch, it could be Heaven and Earth, it could be Pictureless Plus, Jodary Fabric, some of the other pattern places, and I just drew a blank. Anyway, you get the idea. It could be $25 for any stitchy type site that you like. It's just upon winning, you let me know what you like, what sites you want it for, and then we'll work out the details from there. So I will run the giveaway for about a month, because I know that people can get behind on videos. Some people may be late to come into my channel if I get any new subscribers off of this. So I will run it for about a month. I will close the giveaway on Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, September the 19th. Right? No. I think it's September 19th. Sorry. I will close the giveaway at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, September the 18th, and I will do a video the following day and draw the winners. So the only thing you got to do to enter, for my US people, is just tell me which lavender and lace you like, well, what state you're from, what lavender and lace pattern you like the most out of the ones that I showed, or it didn't even have to be one of the ones I showed. It could be another one that you like. Just tell me what state you live in and what's your favorite lavender and lace pattern. For my overseas subscribers, just tell me where you're from and what's your favorite stitching site. So it's pretty simple, right? Nothing much. So I guess that's going to be it for my video. Sorry it's a little choppy. I was kind of hoping it'd be a little bit more smooth going, but apparently not. So, and apparently the sun has been in its own zone today. just too much to do, So, that's it for today. Yeah, you can tell I'm exhausted. That's it for today. I'm going to try to get all this meshed together and edit it down and post it up so you guys can get right on that. Do the tag, and there's a giveaway. So that's it for me today. I hope you guys have a great Stitchy week. Have a blessed week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.